Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends. We are on Brittle King's account. This dude was nice enough to let me come over here and see a level 60 Vizier. So let's go check him out. Let's see what he's got on his champions. So we've got, look at that beautiful Dark Elf beast right there. So he is the newest of the newest, OPest champion out there for extending debuffs, right? Let's see his masteries. Let's see. I don't even think he needs Master Hexer, but just in case, Master Hexer will give anybody with debuffs, of course, an additional chance to extend debuffs on all of them, but I don't think this guy needs it. So we've got Giant Slayer, perfect. He does 3 hits on his skill 1. Let's go over here and check him out. So we have Vizier. He is amazing. Let's look at total stats. We have a little bit low HP. I guess if we're doing ultra, I don't know, 30, 35, it's fine. Defense is fine. We've got speed of 110. We definitely need to bring that up over time. And then, so we're just there. We're on the clan boss. We're just there to keep him alive and to extend debuffs. That's it. Just to keep him going, keep him fast, extend debuffs. You know, depending on how your teams are, a lot of people want to do the ultra teams where we do the counterattack, speed tuning. There are also speed teams out there for the clan boss as well with Arbiter and Apothecary. Still, I've even tested my own and got very similar results to my, you know, my speed balanced team with just Martyr and counterattack. So anything is open for whatever you want to do with your team, depending on what champions you have, of course. But let's look at this guy's skills. So attacks 3 times, once we get him skilled up, he's going to have a 50% chance to increase the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. 3 times chance on skill 1. It's the newest of the new OP that just came out. And then he hits an enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance, 75 skilled out, to place block buffs, debuff, and decrease attack and heal reduction on a 4-turn cooldown. You see them all right here. Beautiful. And then we have it says Vizier of Poisons. So he applies a debuff spread effect, which I heard this isn't working properly right now. It's on a 4-turn cooldown maxed out. He's got it maxed out. Sweet. It takes 2 random debuffs from the target and places them on all the enemies, and then places Perfect Veil buff on the champion for 3 turns if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. So no problem getting Perfect Veil. Of course, it's not gonna matter Perfect Veil with AoE attacks. They're still gonna hit, you know, he's still gonna get hit. But this spread is really cool, maybe for something like spiders or waves for sure. If you've got debuffs up on them, that's just beautiful to have. Anything else, it's just really cool. But this guy right here with this skill is what we're all about. And we have masteries we got on him, that's fine. We have a Xavier, beautiful. We have Robar, we have Foley, we have what? Smash Lord? What's his name? Smash Lord. We have Tower, we have Kymar, and a bunch of other beautiful, look at that, beautiful champions here. Oh yeah, I like it. But let's get into this. So this is just like a Vizier review. So let's do that. So we reviewed his skills. We know what he can do. We see what he's got. Let's look at his base stats again and see what we've got on him. So base stats, even at level 60, 16,000, 100 for 1,000 for defense, and 101 speed. So what I want to do, okay, in accuracy, we got to get this accuracy right now is at 69. Through the Great Hall and through banners, we got to get this accuracy up. 100% have to replace something with accuracy if we can. So he is a Dark Elf, and we have, what other Dark Elves do we have over here? I'm not good at just their looks. No, she's a High Elf. Okay. Pointy ears. She's a Dark Elf. She's not 60. So none of these are gonna have. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is farm and get his accuracy up. If we can't do it through a banner and through the Great Hall right now, then we need to do it with just gear. We just need to slap on focus gear. Focus gear is fine or just for the clan boss, we just need him to be tanky, fast, and have a lot of accuracy to apply to extend those debuffs. And then we need somebody in there like Xavier to come in here and attack 3 times, has the chance to place a poison, and we're gonna extend those debuffs out. And then over here, she's gonna eat those debuffs though, right? At a time. So I don't know. They say Xavier on auto isn't good, and she doesn't work well. I don't have her, so I can't tell you about that. But if we have somebody like Steel Skull though, we have our boy here. We don't have to worry about it so much. But we do need these down as well, and we need his accuracy up as well. So the main thing, the clan boss, when I was coming up through the clan boss, all I did is put speed gear lifesteal gear if I had it, and accuracy. I used accuracy gear all the time because I didn't have the option to have the cool banners. I didn't have the option to have my Great Hall out or any of the other kind of stuff. So I had to go in there and just use accuracy gear, which even still, if I have to, I put it on my champions. I have no problem with that. It is some of the best gears still in the game, especially for progression. So if we have to, we're going to come in here. Ooh. We're going to go over here to dungeons, and we're going to look at dragons again. Let's see where we're at. So we're at dragons. Okay, we're at a good amount of dragons. But here dragons, we get the lifesteal gear in dragons. We get the speed gear in dragons. And of course, like I said, the accuracy gear is plus 40. It's very important. It's just definitely, all you guys out there, use it. Get your accuracy up because you have to. You'll get resisted all the time. The clan boss is all about just surviving longer. Get that attack down for whoever you can use to get an attack down. Keep the attack down up so you can last longer rounds, and then have your HP and defense up enough to last longer rounds, because really all you're doing to the clan boss is hitting it with War Master or Giant Slayer, and then getting those debuffs up to increase your damage with decreased defense, with the weaken, whatever you can get up there, and then putting up all the poisons you can. You don't even have to worry about getting an HP burn up. It's not necessary at all. You can do it with just poisons. It's fine. And then extending, if you have somebody like Vizier, this mad monster, bringing him in and getting those debuffs extended, and then you're just rolling. Then you just need to survive. Then again, you just have that higher HP, that higher defense, the good speed, so you can keep rotating through and either use lifesteal gear to get your health back up, or have people in there that can heal you like Bad Alcazar, or even Steel Skull is really good because he can do those spot heals and kind of bring your guys up, but he can't be your main healer, especially in higher level stuff. He cannot be your main healer. That's why you need that lifesteal gear. But again, for the most part, beginning wise, I just focused on getting lifesteal, getting accuracy, getting speed, and then just using who I could. You can't do it all at once. It's a game with progression. You got to slowly do it. So that's like all of us. We got to all slowly do it. Brit's got amazing champions. So in the long run and a long course of the game, Brit just can't come in here and be like, "Wazah, all my champions are geared up." That's not how the game works. You got to work at it. You got to go. So that's why he's at where he's at. Just like all of us, we have a whole progression we have to face, beginning to end, and it takes time. That's why we love the game, because we have something to do every day. We have a grind to do, which I love the grind. So for as far as his grind, we've got to hit spiders up. We got to get a banner in here. We've got to get gear in here with a lot more accuracy, and not worry about definitely not worry about damage so much for now. Just going in and just surviving and just applying, the A1 to make sure we can extend debuffs is our most important role right now with him. And we could do Master Hexer. I don't know how crazy or how fast we would extend even more debuffs if we did that. But who are we going to use? Let's see who he is using for the clan boss, and let's do a clan boss run since we are here, because I want to see this guy in action. I've never even seen him in action. So we're going to go over here to clan boss. Let us go into brutal. And let's light it up. Let us see. Okay, so we have a counterattack. Lovely. We have this. Now, I don't know if they're all on lifesteal, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna get to see. So let's go in there, because I don't know. We have Apothecary down here. We could throw Apothecary in and see if we can get some spot heals, but I don't know how fast this Apothecary is. Do you guys want to check really quick? Okay, let's check. I wish we could click on it from there and it would pull us up at least the champion stats from that screen. I mean, we can pull up the champion just to see what... No. Okay. We can pull up the champion from that screen just to see who they are, but we can't actually see the gear that's on them. Whoa. Clan boss. Let's do it. All right. So we are going to go into Brutal. We're going to try out this dude right there. Okay. Great team. We just need lifesteal gear, and we need to be able to survive. And I'm sure they all have, War Master or Giant Slayer on there. So let's see what happens. So immediately we already know we're too slow. If the clan boss is going before us, we need to get our speed up. So we're going to go work on that. What do you got? Attack on us. Leech. All right, let's try to get a decreased defense. So we're going to get resisted a lot. So we can pay attention to this and see. Okay, great. We're going to do attack down right now. No, we can try to decrease defense. All right, we don't need to do attack down for the second. And then we're going to do right. All right, let's see it. Let's go down to slow motion and let's see. So we've got 2 on the ones we have right now. Let's see what we can extend. Okay, I didn't. It just said debuff something something. I didn't even see anything go up, and I didn't see resist. So none of them actually had a chance to go off. Okay, resistance. So we're getting resisted. His resistance is very low. It's like 60 or so. So we're gonna get resisted a lot, but I still haven't seen it. I want to see it go off. Let's try a leech. Resist, resist. All right, let's go for more poisons. Let's load this guy up. So we've got our attack down and we've got our decreased attack. So we are fine as that actually, as long as we can start extending these. As long as we can start extending these, we'll be great. Okay, Skull Crusher. We don't need that on him, but we can't help it with Skull Crusher. Somebody's gonna get hit. Okay. It's so slow on 1 speed. All right, let me go over it again. Let's go ahead. Resist, resist. Okay, Infernal resist. Yeah, we're just getting resisted way too much. Way too much. Okay, decrease defense. Let's get some poisons up. Let's go through this again. I'm going to throw it on auto and see what Vizier functions on auto-wise. I'm sure he's going to do his other moves. Right? Nothing to spread. He tried to spread, right? Nobody to spread to. Okay, he's in his perfect veil. That's pretty cool. I do like the stealth look. It's pretty awesome, but I want to see him extend some debuffs. Okay, now he's back to. Okay, now he's back to he's back to doing his A1 now. All his other skills are on cooldown. So let's see what happens. And counterattack, we get a chance to too. Come on, extend, buddy. There we go. There we go. Extended those debuffs. Beautiful. Now if we can just keep doing that and stay alive, we're gonna do insane damage. Insane damage. Debuff duration extended. Oh man. So with this, oh yeah, look at him. Look at him. So that's the whole thing right here with the clan boss. Insane. So insane. So much more insane than Warlord or Septimus. And even if Warlord and Septimus had Master Hexer on, where they'd have a chance to increase it even more, this guy doesn't even need it. This guy does not need it. Once you have your decreased defense up, once you have your attack down up, and you're loaded with poisons. Oh, did she just wipe him? She did. Oh man. Yeah, I don't. Xavier can put him up, but honestly, Steel Skull in here right now, and you can focus Xavier onto something else, to doing waves, to doing, wherever else you want to pull her in. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using her, of course. There's nothing wrong. But the way that she wipes all the poisons, it doesn't work well with this. It doesn't work well with this at all. If you want to do auto, if you ever want to do auto, it doesn't work well. I like Steel Skull because he brings other utility into it. And you'll see a lot of people out there use Steel Skull on Ultra, really. They still use him all the way up into Ultra. I still use him. He's amazing. So he'll be able to pull. Steel Skull can pull out the same amount of damage, insane damage, because all he needs to do is get up a few poisons, and then before you know it, they're all rolling, and then he's going into a role of doing off heals and then buffing, increased defense of all your team. Yeah, I saw that a minute ago where she took him out, and I did not like that at all. Okay, now these guys aren't. I don't know if Terrell has War Master or Giant Slayer. There she goes. Yeah, she's sucking them all up. Yeah, we can't have that. And I've heard that before. I don't have her myself, so I couldn't play her. So there you go, guys. Vizier. This is a level 60 gameplay and showing you him and showing you. Let's go over his masteries. I guess after this we should do that. If we're gonna try to do like a Vizier guide, not only just gameplay of 60, but we should also go over his masteries and see what to get. His skill 1 is a 3-turn. His other skills are a 1-turn, but they might be on long cooldown. So Giant Slayer would probably be the preference. You use War Master if it's 1 or 2 hits. You use Giant Slayer if it's 3 or more. But it also kind of depends on their skill 2 and skill 3. How often are they going to come into play, and are they multi-hit as well? But with him being 3 hits, I'm sure, regardless, I would do Giant Slayer because he's probably got pretty long cooldowns for the other skills. I think they were like 4 turns or whatnot. I'm sure there's mathematicians out there that will tell us all about it, and there's charts out there that I've seen. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But I would go Giant Slayer on him to do additional damage here, of course. And then you could always go support Master Hexer, or you don't need to really on a skill 1, so you could go defense and go into the defense tree to get counterattacks if you wanted to. Well, we already have a counterattacker. You could do a lot of things with it. So really, when it comes to masteries, guys, it's really kind of, it's getting to the point to where it's kind of up to your preference, and it really has to do a lot with what your team is and what champion you're working on. Since we're working on a guy like him, if this was Septimus or Warlord, I would say grab Master Hexer 100%. 10 million. Okay, nice. So it's just a survivability issue there. That's all it is lasting longer, healing up, and surviving, and you're going to be seeing insane numbers. On Brutal, you're going to be seeing like 30 million, 40 million. Who knows? It's going to be crazy. For sure crazy. But let's get over here and just look at Masteries real quick so I can explain what I am talking about with that, and then we will call it a day, because it was just cool to see him extend so many debuffs. This guy, if you get him, is just completely off the charts with that. So we're going down here. Anything you pick here in the beginning is fine. It doesn't really matter. I always go because increased damage is always off a crit. So I go crit, crit, crit. Can you talk? I go crit and crit damage on everybody, and then really it's up to you on the way down here. Whatever you kind of want to pick up. Cycle of Violence is always good if you're doing amazing damage on your champion. So if it's a champion where you're doing a lot of damage, then pick up Cycle of Violence. If it's a champion where you're not doing a lot of damage and you're only relying on Giant Slayer or War Master to get the damage out, don't worry about Cycle of Violence. As far as everything else, as you come down here, you know, grab whatever you want. It's really up to you. There are things like this that increases your damage by 6% when attacking a person with higher HP. Sure, if you're doing clan boss, you can do this. If you're doing bosses, you can do this. Even waves, that is a good one to get. Is it 100% necessary? If you wanted to go over here and get the one for PvP and then go down from here to it, it's not going to break you. I don't try to always 100% minimize, maximize everything I do, especially with something like that. Sometimes I just want to have fun, and you should just have fun. Look at the ones you enjoy and use those ones going down. But definitely I would go with crit and crit damage, and then I would go with kind of whatever you want, as well as get this if you're doing enough damage to make this actually proc. If you are. If you're not, then don't worry about it. You're not going to do that much damage on a clan boss to make that proc. So on the clan boss, it's not a big deal. Now over here in support, like I said, if you had Warlord or you had Septimus, I would say get Master Hexer 100%, because they don't have a chance to apply the extend debuff as much as Vizier does, because he just does it all the time, right? And his Vizier isn't even fully maxed on skill 1 to even give him a higher chance, a 50% chance to do it. So it is just insane. So I don't feel like you need Master Hexer on this. You don't have to. You can. Evil Eye is always great for PvP and any content in the game when you face waves of people or even the bosses and you want to drop down their turn meter. It is very good to always have. All this stuff right here is good to have. All of it. You've seen this on a lot of my videos. All great things to have. So you could either go support, or if you didn't want to go to support on a guy like this, it's not going to break you. You could go defense. If you want to go over here where you take 8% less damage from a critical hit, if you wanted to get down here, now we've got counterattack already, but if you wanted more, you could always go here, and then you could always go here. And then there are other things where you can remove a chance to do a debuff. So there isn't always 100% right and wrong. There's going to be people out there that think they know everything, like some pop star you see on Discord, but just take it from me. Do what you enjoy doing, and for some champions there is a lot of leeway on things you can choose. So have fun with it. Make sure you are making the right choices with War Master Giant Slayer. Make sure you're kind of doing whatever on your way down. I really don't. For me, on offense on the way down, it's not that big of a deal. And for me, over in support, it just depends on what you have. If you want to, most of the time for my champions, I do get the debuff or extended the buff. But now a lot of times on Ultra, they don't want to do that because they want to make sure that they always have the same amount of counterattacks and somebody else doesn't get a special one, and then a stun comes and it hits somebody else. Totally different in-game stuff. Totally different. So that is when you are at in-game and you're minimize, maximize everything that you're doing. So don't worry about that too much, depending on what stage in the game you're in. So I wouldn't get caught up on what everybody always says about everything, because it's all situational to your champions and where you are at in the game. And of course your gear. Artifacts make up everything in this game. Without the right artifacts, without the right accuracy, without the right speeds, and then gear to survive, or even lifesteal gear if you don't have heals, you cannot do anything that you see other people do. You definitely cannot. So those are the main things we have to focus on. It's all about gear. This game is, first, of course, you got to have the cool champions to do some of the stuff that's really fun, at least have fun with it. And then you got to have the gear. So with perfect gear, you can basically bring a lot of champions in and do a lot of crazy things that you wouldn't normally be able to do with, but you do need that gear for other champions. So as far as Masteries goes, again, hit people up, ask them what they think, and then do whatever you want to do with Vizier if you have him, as far as support and defense, and then get down here to Giant Slayer, and you'll be good to go. So that's all I've got, guys, for him. This is a beast. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at Brit's, the rest of Brit's account. This is the Brittle King, by the way. Thank you so much, Brittle King. Shout out to you for being awesome and letting me see a level 60 Vizier. I appreciate it so much, and everybody else. You guys have been amazing. I've had so many messages on my email, on YouTube, on Discord, on everywhere else. Stu, look at my account. Please look at my account. I wish I could look at all your accounts, but you know, I got to level my account too. I've got my wife, I've got my 2 kids, I've got to make YouTube videos. I've got to do other things in life, like sleep and maybe watch some shows, do something. So it's hard for me to get to everybody. So if I don't get to you, I've been replying to everybody on Discord that I can. I've been replying to everybody on my regular email as well. So, you know, I'm trying to get out to all of you. I'll try to help you if I can, but don't worry, if I can't get to you, I'm sorry. And if I can't showcase your account, log into it and play it and do everything like that, I'm sorry as well. But I will try to help out any way I can. And I will see you all on the next video.